Imagine being asked to defend the actions of one of the most controversial figures in American politics on live national television. This was the reality for actress Cheryl Hines on ABC's The View. On October 14, 2025, Hines faced a barrage of questions from hosts Sunny Hostin and Joy Behar about her husband, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the current U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services. The discussion quickly turned intense as the hosts probed Kennedy's qualifications, controversial statements, and alignment with former President Donald Trump. Hines, appearing to promote her new memoir, found herself balancing personal loyalty with public scrutiny, navigating a conversation filled with skepticism and sharp commentary. Hines sought to defend Kennedy by emphasizing that the HHS role does not necessarily require a medical degree, pointing to past secretaries such as Sylvia Burwell, who had an economics background. However, the co-hosts remained unconvinced. Hostin labeled Kennedy as the least qualified to lead the department in its history, highlighting his controversial comments on autism and public health topics. Hines countered, noting that even renowned figures like Dr. and the questioning then shifted to Kennedy's political shift, from running as a presidential candidate to joining the Trump administration. Hines admitted that she was initially guarded about his decision. She acknowledged the complexity of the choice and her own concerns, emphasizing that she had no prior political agenda and had to reconcile her personal feelings with her husband's career move. She highlighted his Make America Healthy Again initiative, which focuses on health, food, and education, trying to frame his controversial alignment as part of a broader public service effort rather than political opportunism. An unexpected topic emerged during the conversation: Kennedy's past health scare involving a brain-eating parasite. Hines addressed it with a mix of humor and reassurance, telling viewers that the parasite had consumed only a small portion of his brain and had died naturally. She hinted that her upcoming memoir, Unscripted, would delve deeper into such personal experiences. The lighthearted moment provided a brief respite from the political intensity of the discussion, demonstrating Hines' ability to navigate sensitive topics while maintaining composure, even in the face of pointed and probing questions. Throughout the interview, Hines repeatedly sought to explain her perspective, calmly interjecting, "May I finish?" as she addressed challenging questions. She stressed the importance of respectful dialogue, even amid sharply contrasting opinions. Her approach highlighted the difficulty of managing public perception when personal and political spheres collide. The episode underscored the deep divisions in American politics and illustrated how celebrity spouses can become unwilling participants in national debates, caught between loyalty and accountability under a critical media spotlight. The show concluded with a lighter moment surrounding Kennedy's past brain parasite incident, but the overall tension remained. Behar noted the rarity of Republican figures appearing on the program, suggesting that the show's confrontational nature often discourages participation. Social media erupted with varied reactions, with some praising Hines for her composure and others criticizing her defense of Kennedy's controversial statements. The appearance became more than a television segment. It was a lens through which audiences could examine the intersections of celebrity influence, political decision-making, and media scrutiny in real time. Cheryl Hines' discussion on The View reflected broader societal debates about qualifications and public trust. As the Trump administration continues to navigate health and human services policy, Kennedy's role remains under scrutiny. Hines' defense of her husband highlighted both the personal dimensions of political life and the complexities inherent in public service. Her willingness to engage in candid discussion on a national platform demonstrated the challenges faced by those connected to controversial figures and illuminated the delicate balance between personal loyalty, public responsibility, and media accountability. Looking ahead, Hines's memoir, Unscripted, promises further insights into her personal experiences and perspective on the political and public scrutiny surrounding her husband. Whether the book addresses the controversies directly remains uncertain, but it will undoubtedly contribute to the ongoing conversation about the intersection of celebrity, politics, and public health. The story of Cheryl Hines and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a microcosm of contemporary American society, raising questions about qualifications for public office, the influence of personal relationships on political choices, and the power of media to shape public perception in an era of heightened polarization. The controversy surrounding Kennedy's appointment also sparked debate among public health experts. Critics argue that his history of vaccine skepticism undermines public confidence in health initiatives, particularly during ongoing challenges like influenza and COVID-19 booster campaigns. Hines defended him, highlighting his focus on preventive health measures and education, insisting that policy effectiveness should not be judged solely on past public statements. This tension between expertise, personal beliefs, and administrative authority remains at the core of the national discussion, raising questions about how experience, credibility, and public trust intersect in positions of power. Beyond the policy debate, Hines' appearance illustrates the broader pressures on celebrity spouses in American politics. The public often scrutinizes their private lives, amplifying personal challenges into national conversations. Hines' poised responses demonstrated an acute awareness of this reality, blending humor with serious commentary. She repeatedly sought to redirect the discussion to Kennedy's current initiatives, emphasizing that personal loyalty does not mean blind agreement. In doing so, she subtly reminded audiences that political figures, like any individual, are complex and cannot be reduced to isolated statements or controversies alone. Finally, the discussion also raises the role of media in shaping public narratives. Programs like The View thrive on confrontation and debate. Yet, they also provide a platform for nuanced explanation. Hines' appearance showed both the opportunity and risk of such exposure. While she could articulate her perspective, she was also subjected to intense scrutiny and immediate critique. The segment sparked trending topics across social media, reflecting the nation's polarized political climate. As Cheryl Hines prepares to release Unscripted, the conversation surrounding her husband and her own insights will continue to influence how Americans perceive the intersection of celebrity, politics, and health policy.